what we're going to do here is we're just going to kind of do a recap of what the last video is. We cut out the driver's side Torquebox floor support, did the frame repair. We had some rust. We had to repair the lower part of the frame as well with the patch. We talked about how the frame patches don't fit inside the floor support. So basically what we did is we split it down the middle, brought it in a little bit, welded the seam shut so we could get that floor support to go over that frame patch repair. The Torquebox is sitting in there. It's welded in there enough where the car is not going to move. I'll finish up the bottom welding when it goes on the rotisserie because it'll just do a nicer job on the welding rather than welding upside down and burning yourself up. Okay, so what we did here in the front, you're probably wondering all this stuff's hanging off the front. We touched on that a little bit. So what I found that works really good when you cut these cars apart is put the ratchet strap to the lift arm of the lift and you put the hooks into the holes of the frame and you can manipulate this frame rail. If your car is out just a little bit, you can absolutely make it perfect when you come apart this far. You can do your fine tuning with your ratchet strap, and it just seems like it's a better idea than trying to shim underneath the frame and get it perfectly level, because these straps will do what you need to do. And of course I did support it as well with jack stands in numerous places. And I went ahead this morning and I welded a bar across the two rails. Now take it, everything's been leveled, squared, and straightened on this car. So this bar is level, the car is sitting level, and I put a little kickstand on the bottom of the bar there. That way when I cut the Torquebox away from the frame and the transmission cross member, everything it's still going to keep its dimensions. It's not going to go anywhere. And then of course we have it supported at the rockers as well. We have 4 points at the rockers, 2 points at the rear suspension, 2 points at the shock tower. The car is very well supported, leveled, and square. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to do yes, pretty much destruction. Get rid of this rusty metal tire looking at it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take out the Torquebox here. We're going to take out the floor support. We're going to trim this out a little bit so we can get this firewall out. Today, I'm hoping to have the firewall removed, this removed, the floor support removed, have the frame repaired. If you look inside here, Tyler, you'll see they all rust inside here at the Torquebox welds. Can't see it on the outside, but they're rotting on the inside. So you have to cut the bottom half of that frame off, put that patch in there. We'll take care of that. Hopefully get this thing fitted with the cowl today too. So stand by and here we go. We're gonna cut up some more of this rusty metal, and hopefully this will be the last of cutting out the rusty metal. We can start rebuilding the car from here forward on the front end. Here we go. All right, so we got the Torquebox cut out. As you can see, we'll highlight here the rust, the reason. It's a shame the Torquebox wasn't in bad shape, but you gotta remove the Torquebox to get in there and repair that frame. So that was a job cutting it out. Good thing I had a plasma cutter. Cut 50 is a wonderful piece. Go on Amazon, go on eBay. They're cheap. They're wonderful plasma cutters. That's down there. You'd struggle with this job without a plasma cutter for sure. We got it out. We found the inner rocker right here came loose. The spot welds all came loose here. If the tree did land on the car, which we're kind of suspecting would happen, it just crushed everything, broke the spot welds loose. So we're going to probably remove this inner rocker. I'll probably take it off and I will straighten it, weld it back into place, weld the seam solid. If I'm not happy with that, I'm just going to buy an inner rocker patch piece. You can buy this piece. It's not much. It's like 80 bucks. I'll just buy a piece and just section it in somewhere and where we got good metal. We're not going to let that be, definitely. We're going to take care of this car the right way, and hopefully it'll live another 50-something years, 60 years. So anyhow, what we're going to do next is we're going to remove this firewall. There's not going to be much left of this car, fellas. But trust me, it will all go back. It's going to look good. Everything's going to fit. It's going to drive straight. The frames are going to be perfectly straight. It's going to be much better. And it's going to have corrosion protection.
You got to say to the purists out there that wish you had all Ford metal.
Yeah, like I say, I wish I could find Ford metal, but, 69 Ford metal is not easy to find. It is what it is. The Dynacorn stuff works great. Half the Boss 302s and 429 cars out there, they have Dynacorn metal on them, so don't get upset.
It was almost 60 years ago, too.
Yeah, So I like the Dynacorn stuff. I mean, if I could got Ford, I definitely would. And as I find the Ford stuff, I'm definitely buying it up. It's just one of them things. Like I say, half the classic cars out there have reproduction parts. It's just the way it is. We will bring you back here after I remove this firewall, and we'll show you what it looks like down to this point. It's basically coming down to a skeleton, but you know, sometimes you got to take them this far. This has all been wire brushed and cleaned and converted. Do the same on that side. And I actually went out to the part shed and found more parts that I didn't know I had. So we probably will take off that outer cowl hat on that side as well. Clean that up in there and either reuse that one, or I found another one out in the shed, so I may just put a new one on it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how bad the lip is. I want nice, clean metal here when the cowls go back on the car. And just a little tip, you know, if you guys don't have a weld or whatever, I know that it's controversial, but you can actually panel bond these cowls onto these cars and weld them on the four corners, and they're just fine. Panel bond is proven to be just as strong, if not stronger, than a weld. That way you get your corrosion protection, it's seam sealed all in one, and you'll never get any moisture between that seam again. You can do that. I don't know that I would do it on this particular car, but like on the 65, 66s, I've done it, and it works wonderful because you're still welding it across the front of the windshield regardless. And then you can just weld it in the four corners and then panel bond it, the top hat back on it, and you're fine. Nobody'd ever know. So just a little tip there. To each his own. You can do what you want to do. Some people prefer to weld, so some people are scared to weld. Yeah, Ford welded it, but the panel bond it's very strong stuff. There's videos on it, people. They're doing it. They're out there doing it, and it works well. So anyhow, let's get this firewall off, and hopefully we can put the new firewall and sit the cowl and just get an idea and clamp these parts in temporarily. We can show you how we're coming along here. I'll probably just knock this down temporarily until I get it cut off and straightened. But stay tuned. We'll be back.
Extra assurance here.
Absolutely.
Where are you gonna jack it up at?
Hold it right there at the cross member. Transmission cross member. That ain't going anywhere, but I'm not taking any chances. I got more bracing under this car. Just
There we go.
Just touch it. That's all you gotta do.
Nice.
Touch it. You don't jack it up, you just put it so it touches. All right, here we have it. We cut out that firewall. You can see where we did the brace and we put the kickstand on over there to keep that frame rail straight. And it is still supported with jack stands. It's supported by the ratchet straps. You see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 places of support on that frame rail right now to keep it straight. I will go ahead and put another kickstand on this piece of angle iron going across to this frame rail as well. And then I'm gonna weld 2 little kickstands to the bottom of the transmission cross member down to the floor. And that'll keep all that square. Now I did not take this piece of firewall off because this is welded to the apron, which is welded to the frame, comes down to the torque box and goes into the inner rocker. So this is still this little piece of sheet metal still keeping me somewhat, it's giving me a little extra support. It's not doing much, but it's giving me a little extra right there. So we're gonna leave that on until I'm absolutely got this side buttoned back up. And then I'll cut this loose, then we'll put the firewall in. But as you can see, there was no getting out of it. It was pretty rusty. So this is how you have to do it. This will be another one put back together on the road.
Not too many people have seen a Mustang this cut apart.
Yeah, this is I mean, I could have did the cheat way. I could have just bought the whole Dynacorn lower frame pan with the rails already attached and all that, and just took it apart at the inner rockers and dropped it out. And I guess I was glutton for punishment here. What kind of challenge is that? But we're gonna get her back. We're gonna keep on hacking at her. Hopefully the hacking's coming to an end. But we're gonna take the air chisel and I'm gonna finish cleaning up the rocker or the torque box off the inner rocker. I have to take it off the torque box lower bracket, and there's a little piece on the frame. Now I have to cut out the floor supports yet. As you saw, that frame rail is rusty inside, so I definitely have to cut the floor supports out and get in there and repair that frame and put a new floor support in and put the new torque box and start building her back. There you have it. There's a picture of a Mustang down to its skeleton pretty much. Give me about 3 more days and hopefully we'll have that side buttoned up in another video coming out for you when this hopefully will be all welded back into place, and I'll be wire brushing the engine compartment and cleaning all that up. So Just give you an update on the Super Cobra Jet. We got the crinkled panel that was over there removed and replaced. The inner rocker, we had removed that section and straightened it and welded it back into place. Everything's lined up perfectly. It all fits. And we are cleaning up now to fit some metal in here. And then we will get this damn firewall put back in the cow. Hopefully make this car whole again here real soon. I'm fitting the floor support over here, and we will be fitting the Torquebox for this side, and then we will try to get this firewall and cow put in here. As you can see, she's cut apart pretty far, but she's braced up. We've got bracing up and down and all around. She's not going anywhere. We got levels on all the parts. Car's been leveled side to side, front to back. So this project is definitely taking a turn here, but you know, it will be nice when it's done. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. You got any questions, send them to Bloated Garage. Thanks for watching.